In this video, I'm going to cover how to take a raw score and convert it to a weighted score. In general, you're using simple cross multiplication. The first step is to make sure that you have your raw scores in the column and that those raw scores represent the possible range for the particular assessment. For the cognitive written assessment in the previous example, we had scores that could possibly range from 0 to 12. It is also important to include a dummy row, which will contain the perfect score so that we can continue going across and create a formula that represents the weighted score if, hypothetically speaking, someone did earn a perfect score. So it is the formula cell, essentially, in the case of weighting the written score. So now that we have the raw scores and the dummy score established in this particular cell, what we can do is move over to the cell right next to the score for the perfect score for the written assessment. And what we're going to use is this top bar here, and it is called the formula bar. So the first thing you have to do is click into the cell that you want the formula to go in, and that is the one right next to the perfect dummy score. Then click up here to the formula bar and type equals, and we're going to do a simple multiplication exercise. So in essence, you are going to calculate the dummy score out of the total possible score, and then you're going to solve for x, which is the weighted score for that dummy score. In essence, it's going to be 100. But what we need to do is first start off with the parenthesis and then click on the cell with the dummy score. So you see the column label, which in this case is E, and the row, which in this case is 2. Then you're going to multiply it by the weight that you established in your assessment. And in our case, it was 30%. So you have to type 30, close parenthesis, and then divide it by the highest possible raw score. In this case, it's 12. Okay, so there is the formula. Then we're going to click on the green check mark, and what you should see is a score that reflects the weighted score you established in your assessment. The formula stays in this cell, and what you can do, instead of calculating this for each individual, you drag your cursor, which is typically a thick white cross, plus sign I should say, so that it is on the bottom right-hand corner of the cell with the formula in it, and then simply drag it down. And magically, you will have calculations out of 30 for all of your raw scores. So someone who received 10 out of 12, as in the first student here, will receive 25 out of 30. And that is how you calculate weighted scores in Excel.